The High Priestess: Wisdom, Mystery, and Power Across Time and Myth. Welcome to this journey into the world of the High Priestess, a timeless archetype that has fascinated human consciousness for centuries. In this exploration, we will weave together insights from the historical, esoteric, philosophical, and psychological realms, guided by the influential works of Dolores Cannon, Joseph Campbell, and Carolyn Myss. Through their lenses, and with the thought-provoking representation of the Bene Gesserit from Dune, we will uncover the deep metaphors and practical wisdom the High Priestess offers us today. Let us begin. The High Priestess archetype finds its roots in ancient spiritual systems where the sacred feminine played a pivotal role. Throughout history, female figures have been depicted as custodians of hidden knowledge, mediators between the divine and the mortal, and bearers of intuition and foresight. Take, for example, the Oracle of Delphi in ancient Greece. The High Priestess of Delphi served as a channel for Apollo's wisdom, connecting seekers with divine insights. Similarly, the Shekinah in Kabbalistic traditions embodies the feminine aspects of divinity, bridging the mortal and the mystical. In ancient Egypt, priestesses performed vital spiritual roles, serving as intermediaries between the gods and humanity. Symbolically, across these traditions, the High Priestess represents the keeper of mysteries. Her wisdom is not readily accessible. It requires dedication, patience, and spiritual clarity to unlock. Encoded in this archetype is the idea of guarding profound truths until one is ready to receive them, symbolizing the path to enlightenment itself. As a symbolic figure, the High Priestess embodies duality, balance, and mystery. She resides at the threshold between the physical and the metaphysical, between intellect and intuition, physical presence, and spiritual depth. The imagery associated with the High Priestess, particularly in tarot, highlights this complexity. She sits before a veil, representing the separation between the seen and unseen, the conscious and unconscious. This veil is not impenetrable. Rather, it suggests that the truth exists beyond our immediate perception, waiting to be discovered through reflection, wisdom, and spiritual growth. In essence, the High Priestess teaches one to embrace mystery and learn the art of introspection. She is not merely a giver of knowledge. She invites seekers to trust their intuition and connect with their inner truths. Dolores Cannon's work provides an esoteric understanding of the High Priestess that transcends modern frameworks. Through her pioneering research into past life regression, Cannon uncovered the roles of mystics, sages, and priestesses across lifetimes, further unveiling the archetypal patterns embedded in human energy. Cannon highlights how the archetype of the High Priestess emerges in individuals tasked with maintaining sacred inner wisdom. Her regression sessions often featured individuals in past lives as priestesses or wise women who served as bridges between earthly existence and higher dimensions. In these stories, we see the essence of the High Priestess as an archetype of initiation and connection with universal truths. In metaphysical terms, Cannon views the High Priestess as a symbolic representation of our ability to tap into higher consciousness. Through her teachings, this archetype urges us to embrace the depths of our intuition and unlock our innate spiritual potential, reminding us that wisdom lies beyond the boundaries of reason alone. Joseph Campbell, one of the most influential mythologists of the modern age, offers yet another profound lens through which to understand the High Priestess. Through his work analyzing mythology and storytelling, Campbell reveals how the High Priestess fulfills two critical roles in the hero's journey: the threshold guardian and the mentor. As the threshold guardian, she challenges the hero or seeker to confront the unknown within and without. To truly advance on their journey, the hero must demonstrate maturity and a willingness to engage with the hidden aspects of themselves, the very mysteries the High Priestess protects. As the mentor, she offers guidance, preparing the seeker with tools and insights for their spiritual journey. Mythological figures such as sibyls, mystics, and oracles often play this dual role, embodying both the challenge and wisdom that lead to transformation. Campbell's perspective invites us to reframe the High Priestess not just as a representation of wisdom, but as an active participant in our growth. She is at once intimidating and empowering, offering the ultimate gift of enlightenment for those daring enough to seek it. Carolyn Myss, through her work on archetypes and energy systems, provides a psychological framework for understanding the High Priestess archetype in contemporary terms. According to Miss, archetypes are universal energy patterns that profoundly shape our behaviors, choices, and destinies. The High Priestess archetype, in Miss's view, represents the balance of rationality and mysticism. In embracing this archetype, an individual harnesses the potential for personal transformation and emotional mastery. To channel the High Priestess, one must cultivate awareness and align with higher truths, transcending fear and ego-driven desires. Aligning with this energy doesn't mean isolating oneself from the world, but rather engaging with life's mysteries from a place of serenity and insight. Miss draws attention to the transformative power of reflection and silence, tools the High Priestess uses to connect with her deeper intuitive self. In her teachings, this archetype invites individuals to become conscious co-creators of their reality, both grounding and aspiring toward the divine. Frank Herbert's Dune offers an imaginative and profound take on the High Priestess archetype through the creation of the Bene Gesserit. This powerful sisterhood is fascinating in its representation of feminine intuition, mastery of hidden knowledge, and political influence, characteristics that align closely with the archetype. The Bene Gesserit are trained in psychological, physical, and intuitive disciplines, allowing them to exert profound influence over events in the Dune universe. This mastery of both intellect and intuition parallels the dual nature of the High Priestess. They wield power not through brute force, but through understanding, patience, and calculated action, all qualities associated with the archetype across history. Moreover, their secretive nature mirrors the High Priestess's role as a guardian of mysteries. The initiation rites of the Bene Gesserit echo the High Priestess's role as a spiritual guide, leading aspirants through challenging thresholds to access higher states of awareness and ability. The Bene Gesserit's methods emphasize the delicate balance of power and wisdom, a recurring theme in discussions of the High Priestess archetype. Herbert's portrayal invites us to reflect on how ancient archetypes remain relevant in modern narratives, adapting to the evolving human story. From a philosophical perspective, the High Priestess challenges us to embrace the paradoxes inherent in life. She reminds us that balance exists in duality, that light and shadow, intellect and emotion are not opposing forces but complementary energies. Through her example, we learn that wisdom does not come from the domination of one side over the other, but from their integration. In a world often dominated by the noise of action and accomplishment, the High Priestess teaches the necessity of silence. She calls us to engage in self-reflection, to dive into the inner depths, and to find meaning through contemplation. This is not about retreating from life, but finding harmony within it, a state that allows for authentic leadership and meaningful action. Philosophically, she represents the eternal striving of human beings to understand the mysteries of existence, coming closer to the divine not by conquering the unknown, but by embracing it. Psychologically, the High Priestess aligns with Carl Jung's concept of the unconscious and his idea of the collective unconscious. In Jungian psychology, she symbolizes the deep, intuitive self, the part of us that holds the keys to transformation and integration of the psyche. The High Priestess beckons us inward, encouraging a dialogue between the conscious and unconscious mind. She urges us to address our inner shadows, reconcile with hidden aspects of ourselves, and express our authentic potential. Jung's archetypal framework reveals that the path to individuation, the process of becoming whole, requires us to embrace the lessons of the High Priestess. She teaches that true wisdom comes not from external validation, but from inner understanding and a deep trust in intuitive truth. In today's fast-paced, analytical world, her archetype remains as relevant as ever, reminding us to slow down and turn inward to uncover the wisdom that resides deep within. What makes the High Priestess archetype so enduring is its timeless applicability. Whether we examine ancient mystics or contemporary representations like the Bene Gesserit, the themes of wisdom, balance, and transformative guidance resonate universally. In today's world, where the balance between intellect and intuition is often skewed, the High Priestess serves as a model for wholeness. Her archetype invites us to reclaim lost aspects of our own selves and align with the mysteries of life rather than fear them. Dolores Cannon, Joseph Campbell, Carolyn Myss, and even Frank Herbert remind us of the profound layers of wisdom embedded within this archetype. From spiritual seekers to those navigating modern challenges, her teachings hold lessons for everyone. The High Priestess is more than a symbol. She is a guide, a mirror, and a threshold. In our exploration of her through history, mythology, and psychology, we see her not merely as a relic of the past, but as a living archetype resonating deeply with the human condition. As we continue to walk our individual paths, let us take solace in her lessons. Intuition, balance, reflection, and wisdom are not just ideals, they are practices. The High Priestess shows us that the mysteries of life are not meant to be feared but embraced, for it is in their depths that true enlightenment lies. Thank you for joining us in this exploration. May her truths illuminate your own journey.